What's up, the swirl? It's your boy, Tommy Mal. I just came in because I actually did a video yesterday, but didn't upload it because I didn't really have the time to. But that aside, congratulations to the Denver Nuggets for beating the Los Angeles Lakers. I mean, I could go back and point out things about the game. Good game, back and forth. They won on the last shot. But everybody knows the difference in the game was when Anthony Davis got hurt. Anthony Davis hurt his shoulder, couldn't play. He really couldn't provide anything offensively. So that brought it down. He really couldn't play the style of defense he was playing that was giving us that was giving the Lakers the separation. At that point, he was kind of dead in the water. Jokic once again got away with 1,000 fouls, but who know? You know that going into it. What trips me out, you know what I mean? But like I said, I'm a person who I can look at certain stuff, and I like to believe I can be objective. You know what I mean? But I think LeBron brings out the most delusional nut jobs you will ever meet in your life. Like, I don't understand it. I was never a Kobe fan, right? I was never a Michael Jordan fan. I was never a Kobe fan. Well, I don't remember. Maybe I was a Michael Jordan fan at the beginning of when I first started watching basketball. But as far as I remember, I was never really a Michael Jordan fan. I was always a Scottie Pippen fan. I didn't like Michael Jordan because I felt like Michael Jordan was it's like, oh, he's so good. I'm like, well, who else gets to? He's the only one who gets to shoot. So if he's the only one getting to shoot, then it doesn't surprise me that he's the one getting the most points. I understood that at 6. So I don't understand how I can be a 6-7-year-old and understand this guy is kind of not playing fair. He's shooting all the balls, and then they give him the credit at the end of the game like he did everything. But I don't ever see anybody else shoot. It's like nobody else gets to shoot. I'm like, that guy seems like he can shoot. That guy seems like he can shoot. Why is he the only one shooting? And people look at it and they just think in their mind oh, this guy's, it's a kid. They don't know no better. But it's actually there was a lot of logic in what I was saying. I just didn't really understand how to explain it the way I do now. But when you watch the delusion of a lot of Jordan fans, it's borders on insanity to me. It's like they love this guy, and you sit there and you watch it. It's like, once again, Michael Jordan has a track record of being kind of a scummy person, right? When it comes to his interactions with people, how he acted towards people that were beneath him. Like I said before, Michael Jordan kisses up and craps down, right? He doesn't seem to me like somebody who is worthy of the love he gets from the community, because the community, he doesn't respect that community. He doesn't like that community. So it always surprises me when he does get that same connection that I don't really understand, because he's never really been connected with our community outside of the fact that he was good at basketball. But that aside, respect to Michael Jordan. He's a great player. But these guys who hate LeBron, I mean, it borders on insanity. I guess 20 years of hating on a person, you know what I mean? It can do a little something to your head. I mean, I couldn't imagine 20 years of waiting on somebody to fail, and they just never fail. It's like, oh my gosh, it has to mess with your head. It has to get to a point. I remember during those Golden State Warrior years when the Golden State Warriors dynasty with KD, and when they would just run shot through this league. I remember praying I don't pray for. I mean, they ain't got nothing. I don't pray on sports, but I will say, I remember wholeheartedly rooting against them so often that when they finally lost, it was I didn't care who they lost to, as long as they lost. It was who did they lose? They ended up losing to the Bucks. No, before that they lost. They lost in the conference to Suns. And KD got hurt and Clay, and I wasn't wishing for them to get hurt, but they got hurt. And I remember thinking after they won, like, wow, I waited a long time to see this downfall. It sucks when you're a LeBron hater, because even when they lose, LeBron never plays terrible. So it's like you can't ever really blame it on him without going superficial and to the non-basketball stuff. It's like, and it makes you laugh, because then they'll just grab at anything. LeBron has more playoff losses. Somebody wrote, LeBron has more playoff losses than any other player in history. It means he's been to the playoffs a lot. And when you're constantly when you go to the finals for 10 years, and you go to the conference semifinals half of the years before that, then yeah, I'm sorry, you're gonna lose. You're gonna lose a fair amount because you're playing some fairly good teams. But but I'm like, do you realize that out of the 6 years that Michael Jordan won the championship, the other 9 he didn't even make it to the conference semifinals. So when you sit there conference finals, in most cases he didn't even make it to the conference semifinals. So to sit up there and try to blame. To try to act like you somehow got a one-up on LeBron. It's like they think you can't Google Michael Jordan's stats. It's like they will say things that contradict them, that force you to say what you like Michael Jordan. And Michael Jordan didn't go anywhere. 5 of those times he got bounced in the first round. So he's sitting up there, and this wasn't at the end of his career. This was in the beginning of his career. So he's sitting up there like, okay, so this guy, by year 5, LeBron, by the age of 24, LeBron had already taken his team to a championship. By the age of 24, Michael Jordan, he didn't get his team out. He didn't. I don't even think he got his team out of the first round. So he's sitting up there watching it like, okay, so you want to compare these two guys. Knock yourself out. It's retarded, but knock yourself out. But you have a lot of ground to cover to try to criticize LeBron. And when he's 39 years old doing what he's doing. You got to be a special type of nut job to be sitting up there hating on a guy that's damn near retired. He's 40. Half of the guys he's playing don't been out of that came in with him don't been going for 5 to 10 years. And he's still playing at this level, and you got a nerve to talk about him. It's nuts. It's nuts, man. It is crazy. This man is 40. 39 years old, about to be 40 in January. And your mindset on this is, this guy is still gonna be one of the most, if he chooses to go as a free agent, will still be one of the most highly touted, wanted free agents at 39. You know that majority of people would be lucky to be a journeyman at 39. And he's still one of the best players in the league at 39. You got to be a nut job. The top player in the league to a lot of people is Jokic. You can make the argument LeBron outplayed him in the series. And then you go look at that situation and say that guy is the guy that is at fault for them losing. I heard another guy say, well, LeBron just destroys organizations. Are you nuts? LeBron's been in the Lakers 6 years. He's went to the conference finals 3 out of those 6 years. At least 2 out of those 6 years. And one, he won a championship. The other one, he went to the the conference semifinals. So if you want to sit around and criticize LeBron, knock yourself out. But you gotta pull some straws, man. You gotta grab at so many straws to make this nut jobbery make sense. I would go to the extent of believing you. It probably messes up your head a little bit, because I could not imagine 20 years of constantly hating on somebody because you're really just jealous of them, right? Most of the white guys I see who hate LeBron are generally just jealous of him. You know what I mean? Most of them are idiots. They hate on all black athletes. They just find ways to make it not be about the fact that they're black. It's like, he's a thug. It's like, just say it. You know what I mean? Just say it. You don't have to. Why? Because they have to believe themselves that it's not a gross insecurity on their part. Haterism, racism, whatever word. They don't want to believe that. They want to believe it's based off merit, so then they start grabbing that low-hanging fruit that they can grab them. Oh, he has tattoos. Okay. He listens to rap music. Okay. That's your reason for disliking LeBron. He's too cocky. He's an uppity. No, I didn't say uppity. I said he's cocky. Okay. Uppity. Okay. He's an uppity N-word. I didn't say that. Okay. Well, okay. But that's what you mean. He doesn't know his place. He speaks out of turn. He doesn't act how he should act. He doesn't understand his place. He should understand that he's in this position. And we gave him, you didn't give him nothing. You didn't give him no position. LeBron earned his position. LeBron's talent put him where he is. You didn't give him anything. Yeah, well, yeah, we didn't give it to him, but you didn't do anything. You are a middle class to lower class dude who nobody knows. Your family is from nothing. You didn't give him anything. Well, my country did. Your country, how is this your country? Right? My people built this country. My people were the work and the sweat and the blood. Our people died in every single war that's ever been on this soil. The first person to die in a war in this country looked like me. So if you want to sit up there and talk and tell me this is your country, your last name is Wowowowicks, and you 3 generations moved from being an immigrant from another country, but this is your you gave LeBron James his opportunity. Not his ancestors who fought and died and did everything they can for him to have the right to even play in his league. They don't get the credit. You get the credit because you gave them the opportunity after someone your people who look like you, because it ain't you. Your people ain't got nothing to do with it, because it's funny how white people think like that. When it got something to do with good stuff, then all white people are the same. When it got something to do with bad stuff, then you can't paint all white people with the same brush. It's just crazy how that works. But if you want to play that game, how insane do you have to be to hate on a guy who probably 100 years couldn't even go to school to read? Now is one of the richest people in this world, coming from nothing. This man given nothing in his life. He was born into poverty. He was born in the system that you created to keep people like him down. He overcame that with his skill and his merit. Got criticized at the age of 17 because his mom bought him a $90,000 Hummer when his team that he played on had a $100 million contract sponsored by Adidas on his merit. But the same idiots criticized him for his mom for getting a loan to get a Hummer that was completely legitimate, mind you. But still, he got suspended, and all these people started criticizing LeBron. From that point on, LeBron had nothing but all these haters that tagged along who were really just jealous of this 17, 18-year-old kid who was immensely talented. So it just blows my mind how these people will take that, grab onto it, and then start to use this code language. In other words, just call him an uppity nigga. He takes to it. He thinks he controls. He has too much power. He's this. He's that. If that was Peyton Manning, you wouldn't be saying that. If that was Tom Brady, you wouldn't be saying that. He needs to know his place. That is not his place. That's Tom Brady's place. Tom Brady's throwing stuff, kicking over stuff, yelling at getting in fights with his coaches on the sideline. He's a competitor. When LeBron does it, he's a narcissist. What was that? I guarantee you, the same person that called LeBron a narcissist for getting mad at a ref for costing him in a tight game, it's the same person that said we need leaders like that now, man. We don't have leaders like Tom Brady anymore. The same guy. Because they don't even realize the hypocrisy in their stupidity. They start with their narrative, And then no matter what you say to them, they will never come off that narrative. They will never come off that narrative. It's like, so you got the two. You got the racist idiot who hates LeBron because he doesn't want to admit that he doesn't like the fact that this black guy has all this control, this power, this notoriety. They don't like it, right? You should like Jokic. You should like Steve Nash. You should like Larry Bird. It's like, why? Why? You hate that your kid wants to be LeBron? That he talks about LeBron and not Jokic? No, he doesn't want to be Jokic. He wants to be LeBron. He might want to be Luka in a couple years, but he damn sure don't want to be Jokic. Love Jokic, but that ain't no game that most of the kids are going home copying in their backyard. I'm sorry, they're not. So yeah, you're going to hate on LeBron, and that's what they do. But it's not his fault your kid wants to play like him. It's not the same reason it wasn't Allen Iverson's fault that your kid wanted to play like him. That's your fact. That if he was doing something, if your kid was doing something that you didn't like, then you should have addressed that. Stop attacking people because you don't know how to raise your kids to have positive role models. That ain't on the society. That's on you. And regardless, outside of that stupidity, you have so much of this constant Michael Jordan hatred. So you got this man has people coming from him from the racist point of view, the Michael Jordan fan. Then you got the political side of it, which is LeBron opens his mouth a lot of times and he sounds like sometimes like a walking poster boy for the Democratic Party, and I never been a fan of that. You know what I mean? I'm not no Democrat, not no Republican. I don't believe in any of that crap. But if you're gonna be speaking on the behalf of stuff, you can't. Once you speak on one political issue, they're gonna ask you a question about every political issue. Now, LeBron wants to put himself into situations where he speaks for the black community. That's fine. Speak for the black community. But outside of that, you can't be coming up there criticizing Donald Trump in the middle of a political race. If you do that, then of course you're gonna meet the ire of people who support Donald Trump. Now I don't have no hatred for Donald Trump. Outside of pointing out that he's a terrible human being as a person, he's terrible. But when you talk about his policies, I can't point to a policy that he made that I would deem racist outside of maybe the immigration policy. I can't find much of a difference in Trump's policy and Obama's policy. It's damn near the same stuff. So I just find it crazy that you have some people who love Obama and hate Trump, or you have somebody who loves Trump and hates Obama. They're damn near the same candidate. Populist candidates that have a really strong vocal fan base that essentially explains away everything they do and over-exaggerate. I mean, everything they do wrong, and over-exaggerates everything they do right. It's just it's all a politics mirror game. Just smoke and mirrors. That's all it is. And you sitting there watching it like, man, like this seems like it's starting to get repetitive with this stuff. It seems like every person you put in the office is the same person with a different face, because at the end of the day, they all getting paid by the same person. It's like going to McDonald's and saying, and they telling you this is our policy. And then you go into the next worker saying, can I get this? It's like, no, our policy is we can't do this. Then you look at another person, well, he's not the same guy. Let me ask him. No, you can ask every person in this restaurant, but you won't get the same rules and the same regulations. Nothing's gonna change. You might get one person who might bend the rules, but you can't rely on him to bend the rules all the time. He's probably gonna bend the rules when it's to his benefit, and that's how it works in America. Ain't nobody looking at these people, looking at these candidates, thinking they're gonna change anything or they're gonna make any individual's life better. Only individuals they're gonna make better are the ones that are making 300, 400 million a year, and that ain't you. So I would advise you to stop putting so much stock and praise and trust in these political parties. Trust God. Leave that rest. Give the seasons what it seasons. Give that to the rest of the. Give that to those who want it. But at the end of the day, I get annoyed with LeBron always throwing his hat into that stuff. But that ain't that's his journey, it ain't mine. I don't got nothing to do with it. So if he wants to talk about it, he talks. I don't hate him because he talks and says stuff. But I think that's why LeBron gets attacked a lot by a lot of people. So now he got that fan base against him. But as much as LeBron has his haters, he has his lovers. He has people who explain away everything he do. So it balances out. But the difference in the situation is those who defend LeBron, I can understand their mindset because LeBron has gotten unfair treatment and unfair criticism for so long. It just created this rabid fan base of people who are willing to defend him all the time. And sometimes LeBron does things wrong that that shouldn't be defended. Sometimes he does things that he should be criticized for. But because all the unfair criticism, the real criticism gets swept under the rug all the time. People don't listen to the actual criticism. They just focus on the fact that people are criticizing LeBron. And here we go again. It's like, no, actually, there's some validity to what they're saying when it comes to this stuff. You know what I mean? There is a little validity. I'm not saying a lot, but there's a little validity to it. But the fact that even when they have a little validity, they drag it out and pull it and make it so big that it causes people to be like, okay, I'm done with it. Okay, you had me at maybe LeBron could do a little bit of this, but then you just took it way too far. And that's my mindset on this whole situation. The Denver Nuggets are jumping up and down. Like, dude, you beat a play-in team. Let's calm down. You beat a play-in team, not just a play-in team, an injury-riddled play-in team. You struggled. Most of those games were, I think the average margin of victory was like 3 points. So congratulations. You narrowly beat a play-in team who was injury riddled and had had very few big people they can throw at your best player. That's great. Going into the next game, Timberwolves series, I don't know that you're gonna have that same energy. I don't know if you're gonna have that same advantage because Jokic's gonna have to work. Now, the NBA can easily rectify that. They put Gobert in the foul trouble 2 or 3 minutes in, get him out of the game. But they still have Karl Anthony Towns, who also gets in a lot of foul trouble. So that won't be hard to get for them to pull that narrative. So because we all know Jokic ain't gonna get in no foul trouble. That guy can damn near choke people out of the sky and they ain't gonna call no foul on him. But Timberwolves, they have an established point guard, Mike Conley, veteran, who calms and slows things down when they need. They got a player who can go get a bucket in Anthony Edwards and Karl Anthony Towns. They got a defensive stalwart that they can put out. They got 2 or 3 great defenders that they can throw on Jamal Murray. They also have a great rim protector who can rebound, and Gordon is going to be hard pressed to think he's going to get rebounds on Rudy Gobert. I just think it's not. Yeah, it's a completely different series. Well, I'll wait to see it after game 1. I'll give y'all my thoughts on it, but I early pick will probably be the Minnesota Timberwolves in 5 games. But anyways, please comment. Let me know what y'all think. Thumbs it up if you like it. If you're not subscribed, do the right thing. Subscribe. And if you want to pick me apart, feel free. I do not mind the criticism. All right, y'all. Peace.